Hello everyone, in this video I want to show you some post-processing tips in order to evaluate what we call debris. So debris is when you're dealing with a rupture of elements for given parts and you want to capture, for instance, the mass and the average velocity of given debris. So let me show you here the different steps that can be used in order to do so. So as a first step, I will attach to Community a report template to be used with native H3D, which gives access to a dedicated vector, which is called data to be exported. This dedicated vector contains two information. I built it from an operator which is called, let me show you, vector from scanner, and it concatenates, let's say, the model mass, the model element status. These are two information important in order to get access to the information. This is step number one, so plotting this contour, this vector on screen. Next step is to export a CSV table with the following information: element ID, element configuration, element connectivity, and the vector, and taking the elements for the let's say component of interest. So basically what I could do for this one is first hiding this one because I do not care of this one, and selecting these elements. And here you can export this table, results demo extract.csv. When the CSV export is completed, you can source a macro that I will load to Community. Sorry, I did a small typo error, just hitting it, and you can select the CSV file, which you just extracted. It will ask you for an output text file, so debris demo output .txt, let me call it this way. I will put it into Auto, okay, and I can save. So now the files have been written. I have two files. One is just purely information, text outputs, the list of debris elements with nodes and the mass outside, just for as a sake of demo. The other one is a list of sets that you can then load back into HyperView. So if I go back to HyperView now, I can close this one. Let me search for sets. I would need to go to the sets panel, and I will import a HyperView sets file, which is this debris demo output hvsets.txt. Okay, so you see that I just populated two sets per node, one for the elements and one for the nodes. So why do I do these sets? So let me try to isolate one of interest. Okay, this one has two, maybe not the best one. Isolate, no. Just want to see a significant one. Not sure, I should have reviewed. Oh, this one is a larger one, so we cannot call it even a debris. Okay, so here I have 4 elements, let's say. So let's focus on debris 5 elements. Now, what you can do is first plot your mass. Apply, so you will have the mass of your debris. From this, you can create a measure, which will be an elemental contour. Make sure to uncheck auto create to select all elements and then click create. You can rename this as debris 1 if you want. Debris 1 mass, let's say. And what I would recommend is that you split. So let me split my window into 4. And right now what I will do is for this one, escape, active model copy, and active model paste. This way I will have a second window. Still I have all my sets. So here for my Mizir story, I use the wrong name because we were looking debris 5, not debris 1. So if I start to confuse you, that would mean great. For this one, what I want to do is to plot the velocity magnitude, which is a nodal contour. So obviously these measures make no sense anymore. So this debris 1 mass, let me delete it in the second window. Yes, and let me create a measure which will be a nodal contour this time. On the nodes, again, auto create off and create. Now what I can do, and I will switch this third window to a hypergraph client line chart. And this one I will use table view, or let me maybe switch, because eventually I do not want to see this one, neither this one. Can I drag? Okay, on this one, because eventually I will just keep two views, which will be the table view one, which is not populated yet, but I will use it in a couple of minutes. Okay, hit the wrong button. So now what I want to do is, from my measure, I want to plot this as in an existing window, which will be my page 4, and I want this to be a live link with a single curve being the value. Then, so why am I doing this? Is because by doing this I get a code for my measure, which is, this is the vector with all my mass values. This y, this is the value for element number 1, element value 2, element value 3, element value 4. So here I have this code. Apply close. And what I'm interested is, let's say that I want mass of debris 5. What I just need to do is to say equal to this code, and what I want is to sum everything. So it's, I just have to be parentheses and to use a complex operation sum. Can do the same with the velocity measure, which I can rename in debris 5 velocity, for the sake of clarity. Same again, I can put on an existing plot, existing window, window 4. Still, I want the live link, and I can send again. So I have a new curve, close. Again, I will look for the code of this one, so which is this value, and this time I don't want the sum of the mass, but I want the average velocity of debris 5. So instead of using the sum, I will use here the mean complex value, which computes the average. And now I could even kinematic energy of debris 5 and say that it is equal to mass, so equal B1 multiplied by B2 multiplied by B2 divided by 2. And here I have my kinetic energy. So now I have the three information for one given time of my animation, and obviously if I'm looking at different instance, you will see that the value of the mass, so obviously the mass remains the same, but the velocity is moving from one iteration to the other, so you can have the information live about what is the updated value. So obviously we could try to optimize a little bit more all this process. To be honest, I didn't author it with TCL because the scripting effort was quite relevant. What I would try to explore later would be to do the same with Python, because Python should offer many more flexible possibilities. So let's get tuned maybe in the near future. If I see interest for such kind of post-processing, we will try to invest some time to extend the automatic coverage of such post-processing. But for the time being, here's a way you can work with the different methods. Hope that helps.